Hi all, this is going to be a simple video just going over some of the new changes in the latest version of BendingGUI. So in 1.4 there's just quite a few things that are a bit too hard to explain in pure text format, so I'm just going to go over them briefly on this and demonstrate with a few configs and stuff. So yeah, anyway, the first big thing that we have in this update is native spirit support. So as you can see here, I am a spirit and a light spirit here, and you can see I've got the neutral abilities here and I've got the light abilities here. They're bindable just like normal. Yeah, and so there's basically just native integration for this. So that means that you can now go into this menu and you can actually choose to become a light spirit or a dark spirit straight from the UI. So that means that if you have spirits on your server, you no longer have to like make a separate thing to actually make people choose to become a dark or a light spirit. So there's that, which is nice. So yeah, we can go ahead and choose to become a dark spirit and click yes, and we can bind some abilities, yada yada yada. Yeah, so that's that. The next thing, so as you can see here, we now have support for ReChoose cooldowns. So when a player chooses an element, it will automatically put it on cooldown as defined in the Project Cora file here. So see this choose cooldown? This is set to 120 seconds, so that's why it's so short here. But yeah, so now when you actually define that, BendingGUI will use this, so you can make players re-choose their elements automatically. So that's nice. And of course, if they try and do that, it goes, no, you can't. You got to wait. So yeah, that's just a nice little small thing. Yeah. Anyway, the biggest thing probably in this update is this thing here, presets. So yeah, this piece of paper wasn't here before. You're not going crazy. And this here allows you to set presets all from the UI here. So up the top we do have our slots, and here we have our presets that I've made. So this one here is a server preset. This is the default one defined by Project Cora. This is one called fire, this is one called air, a sword called test, and water. And if you're looking closer, you'll be noticed that a lot of these, the icons are actually quite fitting for what they are. So yes, you can see that the water is a water bottle. Ignore that. The air is wool. The fire is blaze powder. But you're correct in saying that that is not a coincidence. And the reason that I couldn't really write this in text form is because we've basically got preset keywords now. So whenever you define a keyword in the config, for example fire, you'll see it will pick one of these random materials to be the icon for this particular preset. And that icon will always stay the same, but it depends on the name as well. So if you make one called fire 2, it's probably going to pick a different thing. It might be coal, for example. So yeah, that's why the water bottle is underwater. The air has it has like the white wool, and the sword, which is called test here. This, because it doesn't fall into any of the other categories, it pulls from the global pool. So this global pool is basically, if it doesn't fit into anywhere else, pull a random one from there. So that's why this one here is a sword. But we can even change that if we want to. So if we make a new one here called, say, test, we set it to like emerald, diamond, gold, ingot, and we go ahead and save that. We come back in game, GUI reload, we go back into presets. Oh, and look, you'll see it's changed to a diamond. So you can define it there, which is quite nice. And this one here, you'll see there's a near star, which isn't not in any of them. And that's because for global presets, and only global presets, you can actually set a specific material for a specific preset. So if we were to say, for example, go into Project Cora, their presets, and if we made a new one called, let's call it example 2, because I'm so original. If we reload Project Cora, I don't have permission for that, so let's just do that there, that's fine. If we go back into the UI, you'll see there is now a new one, example 2, and we can then give it an icon by going back to presets, example 2, what should we give it? I don't know, a nether brick. Oh look, it completes it for me, how nice. Go back, GUI reload like before, and you'll see now it's another brick. So yeah, you can do that. It just makes it a bit more customizable for server owners. Yeah, but the main thing you got to remember though with these global presets, not enough people know that you actually need you need to give a specific permission to your users for them to be able to use global presets, because they're disabled by default. So that's why you got to always make sure you give them this. Oh, I didn't do it right. It's meant to be permission info. This particular preset here, so bending command preset external. External being like the global prefixes, presets, not prefixes. So yeah, if you give them that, they'll be able to see them here. They'll be able to use them. You can click to bind them. Obviously, I can't do that because none of the things are there. Don't have any of the elements for this. But yeah, that's that. So anyway, if we go back here, I'm just going to demonstrate that how they can be used. If we go here for fire, for example, you can see that works perfectly. You can click that, bada bing, bada boom, you got the preset. But you can also make them from here as well. So if we clear our things and we just quickly make a random ass preset, we go back to presets, create new preset. We're going to call this fire 5 because we're not doing fire 2 because I don't know. There you go, fire 5. And you also see it's enchanted and it says currently bound. So when all of your slots match the current preset, it will also mark it like that as well. No real reason, just looks nice, I guess. So yeah, there's that. And I think that's basically everything. If you want to get around the cooldown, you can also, still give your users the permission to get around it. So if you give them bending choose ignore cooldown, they won't have a cooldown, and you can just let them change infinitely. So yeah, but yeah, I think that's about it. I hope this wasn't informative. If it was, leave me 5 stars. That's all I care about. All right, catch you guys later. Peace.